Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mondays with Max. Yeah, it's tax weekend and almost tax day. Tomorrow's tax day. I should have put a poll up there. How many people, does anybody know, and don't say why, just does anybody know why tax day is falling on April 18th this year and not April 15th or 16th or 17th? Question. Just curious if anybody knows the answer to that, because it is supposed to be April 15th, and I believe at least for the next 3 years it will be April 15th again. So there you go. Alexander Fleener, I noticed that you became an OnlyFans member, so thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it. I appreciate you and all of my members. And let's see who is here. All Set Miner is first. Geek of All Trades for, oh wait, crap, he was not first. He was close, but no cigar. And Retro Mike is third. So Geek of All Trades, thank you for being a member. Very much appreciate it. Let's see who else we got here. Paul D, I'm first. New plaid, win BDCs. In case you haven't noticed, it's not a new plaid, but it is a new look. I came home today and, you know, Sunflower Mama felt like being creative and decided to change things up. So we'll go over those in a little while. All right. Chuck Danger, Canadian Miner, Steven Cicero, thank you for being a member. Penguin Zombie, Latin Miner, a couple of new people. Appreciate you guys being here. Dr. Jafar Kali, Walid Musa, Rekusant Crypto, all new people. Appreciate you being here. Patrick Murphy, I already said. Little Time Mining, Crypto Mikkel, thank you for being here. Sustainable Crypto, Toxic Miner, Orange Husky Mining, Ursa Prime, The Mining King, Denise 4J, Saddle Sometimes, Gordon Murray, Nicholas Pitts, Integra Guy, thank you for being here, being a member, appreciate it. M. Sherm, and of course the infamous Sunflower Mama is here. Not James, Overboard Tech, Automatic Beats, Red Panda Mining, and don't everybody leave just because he's here. I know we probably already lost Retro My Crypto, but yeah, hey, we all have our sacrifices, I guess. Anyway, let's see, who else did I miss? Little Time Mining, I think I already said. Bacon, Eggs, and Hash, thank you for being here. Hilo Crypto, Iowa Crypto Mining, thank you for being here. Andrew C, thank you for being here and being a member, I appreciate it. Hobbyist Miner, now we all need to leave. No, good to see you, Hobbyist. I'm no degen. Am I supposed to like a countdown? You're supposed to like my countdown. Just saying. Just anyway, let's see who else. And then of course it jumps when I get near the bottom, but I think I've pretty much hit Eruck Duff, Koinology. I'm just kind of scanning at this point. Oh, sorry. Retro Mike Tech. I know. It's habit. Retro Mike Crypto was what he used to be. He's now Retro Mike Tech because it more represents what he's doing now. So apologize. Oh, and I left out Gaming with Smokey Dan. I would not want to do that. I'm sorry, Gaming with Smokey Dan. I was scanning. The wife says I'm taking too long with reading through the list. You know, half my stream seems to be doing this now. Appreciate you all being here. So I blame it on her. Anyway, as I blame the new set on her. So what do you think? So we obviously moved. Well, first of all, there's no tree. Tree is gone. Decided to move the Node PC up onto the shelf. And so you guys aren't mesmerized by the spinny AMD fan thingy that looks like it's you know, unpaused or something. So we did that instead. Dim the fan so it's not too distracting, and then of course put the infamous stack of NVIDIA FE GPUs, the 3 that the wife got and the 1 that the daughter got for me when things were like impossible. And then I have my Ryzen GPU boxes, 5950 and a 5600. And then this is new. wife decided to repurpose something. That is actually what you're seeing is the bottom of a GPU holder. So with, what do you call that paper? Origami paper that she had that was purple and green. And then put a backlight on it. Looks pretty cool. I love it. So anyway, should she do a video of how to make that? Anyway, if Chump is here, which I haven't seen him yet, probably need to talk to him about this and see if there's something he wants to put on his site. But anyway, and then I got one of my 2 RevTech boards that I'm not currently using, but eventually plan on using. And then, by the way, that's the Content Creator of the Year. The OnlyFlans Content Creator of the Year. And I never gave out that award, but that was for 2022. So maybe sometime in the next month or two, I'll actually finally get around to giving out that award and sending it to the lucky winner. It's going to be tough. I haven't really set criteria for that yet. But anyway, and then the beautiful plant. So anyway, but yeah, the tree is gone. So now all of the stickers are over the flannel frame. So the flannel has not actually changed, Paul D. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but it has not actually changed. It's just now the pictures are all over it. So there you go. I didn't say Joker Minor. Sorry, Joker Minor. I was scanning. Anyway, Galaxy 9 Synthesis. Also, I know I didn't say your name either, so appreciate you being here. And thank you, Second TL, for the $5 super chat headphone fund. By the way, these are all the people that whenever you see that, those are the guys that are in the Misfit Mining chat afterwards when we're playing games, and especially if we're playing COD. And I can't hear which direction the guns are coming from. So yeah, they're trying to get me to get some headphones. But anyway, alrighty. Enough of the shenanigans at the beginning. Let's start getting into the topics. So obviously did taxes over the weekend, and definitely am seeing some errors in my ways as far as what I should be doing. And it's easier said than done. And I think if you probably rewind till a year ago, I probably said the same thing, which is don't wait and try to do the whole year at once. Like, get your expenses together like quarterly. It makes it so much easier. Last night I was trying to figure out, like, why am I getting four flux payments at the exact same time in the exact same amount? And eventually figured it out. It was one of the pools. It's I don't know. It used to be the biggest flux pool, and I'm drawing a blank on what it is called. But anyway, doesn't matter. But the way that they pay out their flux parallel assets is one parallel asset at a time. And yeah, it seems obvious after the fact, but at the time I'm like, why is this, every week? So once we kind of figured out every week, then it's like, wait a minute, which one of the pools? I'm like, yeah, but they should only be paying one payment. And anyway, we figured out that that's the way that pool just happened to do it. So I figured that out. But that was one thing that was bugging me. And I probably would be able to figure that out if, say, in April, I was looking at January through March, and I would have easily been able to figure it out. So anyway, so that's one thing, one lesson learned. Another lesson learned was get your money all in one account that you need to pay your taxes. So I was doing my father's taxes, and he has the money to pay his taxes, but he doesn't have it all in one account. So I'm all done with his taxes, ready to pay. And I go, okay. And I realize, wait a minute, if you want to pay in any of the software out there, you have to, and you want to do a direct payment, an electronic funds transfer, you have to do it from one account. Now, there are other ways around it, but it's not well documented exactly how it would work, but it makes sense. You could say, right, that you'd write a check, and you can actually write a check from multiple accounts and pay the IRS as long as they're all postmarked by the 18th. Or you can go into IRS direct pay and make multiple payments there. But your multiple payments have to be 24 hours apart. So that's the other key. So anyway, just some things I learned about some tricks that if you get stuck in that situation, of course, if I didn't procrastinate my father's taxes until the last weekend, this wouldn't have been an issue. So there you go. So I guess that's lesson 3. Don't procrastinate to the last second. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the other thing is, yeah, you can, if you're S Corp or anything, actually, you can, well, I guess the S Corp, you actually file quarterly, but you can make quarterly payments and figure out what your quarterly payments should be by going through your taxes and doing that way. But anyway, yeah, and of course, this is not financial advice. No, it is not financial advice, Overbore. So there you go. Anyway, I feel like I should have a different, like a bonus lesson. Give me a second. Yeah, Koinly is great. Love Koinly to death. But I don't care what software you're using, they're not going to know whether or not your deposits are mining or you making just a general deposit. So one of the key things I have done, instead of keying on each, so when you're going through the Koinly, you're going through your transactions in Koinly, you have a page of 25. It won't let you do any more than 25, which I'm going to make a suggestion that they increase that to like 100 because it'd be a lot faster. But what you can do is you can go through the list, and there's a left click button that on each transaction. You can click all of the mining transactions that you want to change into a mining transaction. And then at the very, very bottom, you can then say, I want all these transactions to be mining, reward, whatever you want it to be. So that has been very much a time saver when I figured that out. So basically each page of 25, I would go through all the mining ones and click them and then change them. And then the other ones that were related to staking rewards, I would click those and mark those as reward, not mining. Not that there's really much of a difference. Technically, it could be a difference. If you were staking, let's say you bought your crypto and you didn't need any hardware to stake it. Well, then it really shouldn't be related to your business income. That should be related to your investment income. And that's actually one thing that I haven't been able to find a good solution to, other than people can put it in other income, not business income. It really, if you have a flow through, it really doesn't matter much, but it could, I suppose, especially if you are limited on your investment losses. But I'm pretty sure the investment losses that has to be against capital gains anyway. It can't be, you can't take losses against like dividends or interest or something like that that might also be in your investment account. So anyway, just some things I was thinking about as far as how to account for the income. Other thing is I did change the TurboTax this year. Wow, is that a lot easier? Because Koinly gives a very nice TXF file that you can just import. It's a beautiful thing. All of my transactions are imported nicely, and each and every transaction is imported, as opposed to when I did it last year through H&R Block. I just did a various and did a whole like one line of everything. What was the cost basis, that type of thing, which I think could get me flagged with the IRS, or be more likely to get flagged from the IRS, instead of if I'm providing all of the data. So at any rate, oh, what am I moving? Your YouTube screen so you can see when I put. Oh, you mean so I can actually see what's up there? Okay, got it. I will just move it down here. Okay, sorry. Anyway, smash the like, gents, as Second TL says. All right, let me see if I can move some things around here, and so I can. I mean, I do have a 27-inch screen here, so I have plenty of room. Just need to do some modifications. Yeah, that'll work. And I got to play around with this EVMux a little bit more. But anyway, now I can see it. Red Panda says, at Max, does IRS calculate trades between crypto on exchanges? Is that a taxable event from cost basis to gain or loss? So yeah, I mean, if you are trading between crypto from one crypto to another, yes. In fact, interestingly enough, I actually learned this. So if you are using something like Swap Space or something like that, there is a way of identifying the transaction as a swap. So when you're swapping, it's still a taxable event, but it links. It's a better way of linking the two things as opposed to just one being a sale and one being a buy. Because then it might be the question of, well, where did this come from, type of thing. But if you can link the two, it's better. So anyway, so Koinly does allow that. So I hope that answered your question. I think I got off on the tangent on that one. So yeah, within an exchange, if you have like an API that just downloads all the information into Koinly, it'll take care of it all for you. It'll identify when you sell out of one and buy to another. So it'll create the gain or loss from selling the one and buying the other one with the proceeds. So yes, if you are changing from one coin to another, that is a taxable event. That's documented. It's not financial advice, but that's well documented that is in fact the case. If you go to buy something with Bitcoin and you're selling Bitcoin or whatever crypto you're selling with, that's a taxable event. What did you buy that asset at? Whether it be Paprika, for example, which can now be used to buy things on Shopify. If you bought it at, a tenth of a cent and it was then 0.15 cents. I know it's way less than that, but anyway, and then it was 0.15 cents when you went to go buy something with it. Well, that's going to be a taxable event. Remember, these are, they're not, what do they call them? I'm drawing a blank, but anyway, they are not securities, but they are commodities. That was the word I was looking for. They are currently commodities. Geeky Vault Trade says, if all your transactions are to a cold wallet and you only swap crypto on DEXs, do you owe taxes that can't be proven they are yours? Asking for a friend. It kind of brings up another point. So Son of a Tech had a video where he talked about an article that said that 99.5% of all crypto users do not report it on their taxes. Now, I find that a little bit hard to believe. 99.5%. No, I mean, is it greater than 50%? Oh, hell, absolutely. I have no doubt of that. But to say I'm in the elite that's actually reporting it on my taxes, I don't know. I like to think that that there aren't that many people that are so blatantly cheating on their taxes. So anyway, where is it? Okay. Henry J, New York. Well, I was looking at the chat. Max, how long have you been mining? I have been mining since 2019. And I've said the story before, but basically I was building computers for my daughter and my son. They both needed computers about the same time. And my son was getting a 2060 and my daughter was getting a 1660 Ti. And said, hey, you guys want to start mining? And so they both tried it. And my daughter liked it. My son, because he had a not so good 2060, one that he actually ended up having, I think, replaced twice, wasn't so high in it because he was wondering maybe did it go bad because of mining, and wasn't real savvy on all the ins and outs of mining other than what he read, which was, oh yeah, mining's hard on graphics cards. No, he just got a bum, and this was like a 2060. There were definitely some problems with that series of cards. So anyway, but then my daughter kept mining and I started mining at the same time because I had bought my son's old computer off of him and put a couple graphics cards in it. Then I asked my daughter, you want another graphics card for your computer? I'll put it in there. We can share the profits. And then of course I let her have all the profits. But anyway, so then we had 4 cards we were mining with. And then 2020 was when I got my first full mining rig. Basically had 6 5700 XTs, which I just recently sold, that are currently in transport to a fortunate soul who will get to take advantage of those cards. But yeah, that was my first rig, and then it just kind of went from there. So anyway, let's see here. Steven says, I watched that video that may be in the entire world. Oh, okay, got it. The 99.5% in the entire world, not just the US. Yeah, I guess I could kind of see it in other countries. Definitely could see it. Gaming with Smoky Dan shouldn't be a taxable event getting crypto by mining, as only should be taxed when converting to fiat. Not true, according to the IRS. That basically when you take that payout from the mining pool, that is you taking control. So basically the timing of the taxable event is when it becomes in your possession. So if it's a wallet or wallet address that is under your control, so you have the ability to sell or whatever, that is you taking control of it. Obviously, when it's in a mining pool, you don't have any control over it other than to control when it gets paid out. Good example of this is if you have a parallel asset that you have not claimed, that's not a taxable event until you take the payout from that parallel asset, because you can't control it, you can't sell it, you can't do anything other than claim it. That's what you're doing from a mining pool. You're claiming it. Okay. But that is in fact a taxable event. Again, not financial advice, but I've done a lot of reading on this, and that's the way the IRS view is on it, which does make sense. Ted, but come on, the IRS wants the drug dealers to report the earnings from each sale. Come on, LOL. Like I said, whether or not they're going to be able to find you or come after you, whatever. Yes, I am not making moral judgment on whether or not you file it on your taxes or not. I'm just simply stating that what the law states and what the IRS guidelines are. That's all. It's a free country. You can choose to run the risk. Like, yeah, my uncle's passed on at this point, but yeah, my uncle was known as let's just say that he wasn't always truthful on his taxes, from what I understand. One where their kids wouldn't even let him do their taxes because they were afraid of going to jail, type of thing. I mean, it was kind of a standing joke. It was never that bad, but yeah, obviously he took advantage of every gray area available. So anyway, S. Chang, if money is deposited into your account, that's taxable event as long as it's not a gift or non-taxable transactions. Correct. Yeah, there are times where if somebody sends you you could argue that if I'm giving away or anybody's giving away crypto on their stream, that is a gift. So if you record that as a taxable event, that's up to you. Could be winnings, could be gift. Like I said, argument could be made both ways. That's definitely a gray area. Change. Yeah, where have you been, dude? Do you like that light? Do you like that light? Oval Vortex says, I'll take big painful checks in April over jail time. That's my view on it. You know, I do take advantage of every deduction, every business deduction I can take. So it's not like I'm just like, hey, here, take my money. I'm not doing that. But yeah, this year is definitely going to be more painful just because I don't have the same deductions I've had over the last couple of years with renewable energy credits, and having a student in college definitely gives you additional credits. And I didn't change my withholdings. So yeah, I have a lot less. The only thing that's, I guess, somewhat saving me is that I have 3,000 in losses, crypto losses. So, and much more than that, actually, you know, cashed out last year. So one of the things that I do in Koinly is I do lowest, I forget what it is, but it's lowest in, first out. So basically highest in, first, hang on. Yeah, highest in, first out. So everything that I buy at the highest amount is the first thing that goes out. So I may be overall at a profit, but when I go to sell, I'm going to make sure that I'm taking a loss if I may have a loss available. So Koinly has the ability to, what takes in all your transactions, it can say, hey, for maximum tax benefit, sell this specific lot. And it keeps track of all that for me. So therefore I'm maximizing and maximizing my long-term capital gains and maximizing my short-term capital losses. So that is a setting you can do in Koinly. Make sure that you set for highest in, first out. All right, 999. God, I can talk tonight. Hawk Crypto Mining with the super chat. Mondays with Max, 45 ASIC slots left at new facility, filling up quick. Terra hosting, baby. Let me think. How do I, in my best Dick Vitale voice, Terra hosting, baby. Anyway, that was bad, but anyway, it was worth a shot. Anyway, Jeffkey in the house. How are you doing, sir? Let's see. What did he have to say? Tim, take out for dinner, talk mining. It's a business expense dinner. Yeah, that's a little stretch, a little bit of a stretch. Anyway, I think I missed something, Jeff. Set up a small company for mining, folks. The amount of expenses you can bring in. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I'm saying is I take every advantage of all expenses that I can. Every expense. If I buy a microphone for YouTube, it's an expense. You know, just little things. Buying SD cards for modifying my helium miners to do crank as well. That's a business expense. There's all kinds of things. So definitely. Retro Mike coming in with the 5 max voltage mining and crypto memberships. Thank you, sir. Retro Mike Tech. Oh my God. He just gifted 5 membership and I can't manage to get his name right. Anyway, Joker Miner, Oval Vortec, 4J, Allset Miner, and New England Crypto were all gifted memberships. So again, guys, make sure that you are linked in Discord so that you can be part of my exclusive membership channel. So GPU risers, those flannels are for YouTube, business expense. Oh, hell yeah. Why am I telling you this though? Jeez. Anyway. Hey, the money was raised by YouTube so that I would get these flannels. This one was specifically requested, wasn't it? Yeah. Pink and blue. So yeah. Yeah, it's pink and blue. So yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that's a stretch at all, honestly. It was requested by my audience and people super chatted so that I would do it, and there you go. What was that? Oh, it's the Misfit Mining Discord, actually. So just become part of that, and then link. There's like a web hook that you have to put in there. DM. Actually, I'm gonna voluntold jump change send him a DM if you have questions on how to get into my channel. All of us have, well, I shouldn't say all of us, most of us have a membership specific channel that people can put their questions into. And I always pay more attention to that than anything else. And of course, if you do post in that channel, please tag me. That makes it easier for me to find and to prioritize any response. Aragorn Strider, my brother has 8 kids. He calls them his little tax write-offs this time of year. Yeah, there's like been a study of, once you get past 2, every child after that actually has much more in the way of tax benefits than your first couple. The first couple are actually like a drain, and then after that it becomes profitable. I hate to say that about kids, but yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean, you're going down there to mingle business wise to figure out what you can do, what you can buy. I'm looking at DJ Mine's point of, I wrote off my trip to Miami for BTC 2022. Yeah, I don't see an issue with that. We're in the business of cryptocurrency, and that's their conference. Yeah, I don't see the problem with that at all. Anyway, alrighty, well, enough on taxes. And if you have any questions, we can always interject any questions on taxes. So if you do come up with any that you didn't think of right now, feel free to ask as we go. All right, let me go to the next topic, which was arbitrage. So I talked a little bit about this on Saturday, and it's kind of a little hard to, if you don't know what arbitrage is, it's basically taking advantage of inefficiencies in the market. That's really what it is. It's basically doing taking 3 different things and turning one into another back to the original. But when you go back to the original, you have more of what you originally had, and you shouldn't be able to do that. I mean, not that you shouldn't be able to do that, but it shouldn't work that way. Markets are supposed to be efficient. They should basically all equalize out, but they don't. Most of the time when this happens, you're talking about microtransactions, or as far as like such small profits on each individual transaction, but you're making thousands of these a day because it's all computerized, so that you are making a big profit, but just each individual trade doesn't make that much. In this, so Retro Mike Tech comes in with a $2 super chat. I'm sad. Last tax talk stream for 11 months. Well, if somebody says, hey, I filed an extension and I still got more tax questions because I haven't been able to finish mine, which I may actually have to do an extension. I still might be able to finish them on time, but probably won't stress and probably file an extension. But I'll have a really good idea of how much I owe. So I'll just pay what I owe and then finish up the taxes and make sure everything is all wrapped up with a bow before I send it off to the IRS. And that was some advice I got from somebody else in the community who is in the know. So I appreciate that. And you know who you are. He's not here right now, I don't think. I haven't seen him, but anyway. And S Chang says, I think you mentioned 2 arbitrage trades. SNL, couldn't you do that all day long with that kind of lucrative profit? Yeah, except this was a very unique situation. From what I could tell, Noctua had just started a trading pair with Bitcoin. So there were some sells, but there were no buys when I first looked at it. And then I saw somebody come in with the smallest possible buy. Nothing happened, but I was like, wait a minute, that's genius. And so then I looked to see what it was selling for on USDT, and I was like, oh, yeah, I could go from Noctua to USDT, or is it Litecoin? It was one of the two that I did it on. I think it was USDT, then back to Bitcoin. And I'm like, yeah, if I hit on any of these are going to be great. So, you know what? Actually, I think I might have a list of my trades, and it doesn't matter. Like all these are going to go in. Let's see here. Where would I have put it? Well, whatever. Anyway. No, it's not in a tab. It's actually, I took a screenshot, but I don't remember where I put the screenshot. So anyway, it's just easier if I talk through it. So anyway, so it ended up that, yeah, it was like 50% different. It was way different. So I was like, okay. So, so 619 OTA says Helium moved to Solana tomorrow. Where the heck is Network Bits? I'm sure he's around. I'm sure he's around. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I should have talked about that tonight, but I didn't want to shoo away Brian Hollywood, who I did see here. So the fact that you mentioned that 6-letter word, he's probably not here anymore. So thanks. Anyway, so basically, like I said, there were no buys. The going rate should have been like 10 times more. Should have been like whatever it was, 6 zeros and a 1, I think is what the going rate was at the time. And so people are putting it in at 1/10 of the price. So and then again, a couple people figured it out and then started like racing to make sure that they were the highest bidder. And so one guy hit at the 7 zeros and a 7. I didn't hit at that. The first one I hit at was the first one I did hit at was with a 7 and made like $25. No, it wasn't 9. The first one I hit at was with a 9. I made like $25. And then the next one I hit at was with a 7. And that one I made almost $50 on. So basically I turned about $125 worth of crypto. So it was $25 of Nioxa and $100 worth of Bitcoin, and turned it into $200 worth of Bitcoin. So my first trade with doing it was with just the $100 of Bitcoin. But then when I went to sell, I sold all the Nioxa plus the original $25 worth of Nioxa that I had, sold that. And then the next one was all Bitcoin round trip back to, Nioxa USDT back to Bitcoin. So made about $75. Only thing that made me sad was really, really hoping that I had more Bitcoin in there, but I didn't. But hey, at least I was able to take, and I'll tell you what, that was really fun to play around with that, and so surprised to see it actually work. And again, it's a very unique situation with a new trading pair. So it is something that I will keep my eye out on. I did actually look at Trade Ogre's Twitter to see if they were announcing new trading pairs, and they were not, which was a bummer. I was really hoping that they would, but maybe if they did, it wouldn't be as well kept of a secret when something like that shows up. I just got really lucky, happened to be looking at my Nioxa at the time, and all of a sudden I was like, well, actually I went into my account and my Nioxa was showing $0 of value. And the reason I was doing that was because it was now showing the value of that trading pair, which was 0 at the time because it was brand new. So I was like, why did my Nioxa like drop off my asset list? And it's because it was 0. And once I went into Nioxa specifically and saw that it was all there, that's what kind of started to pique my interest. So anyway, that all happened during Panda Stream. So it was definitely fun. But it typically arbitrage is done by computers because that's the best way to identify when you have these inconsistencies. So hopefully that answers some questions about that. I know it is a little confusing, and but anyway, it was definitely fun. All righty. Hit or smash. It's to your prerogative, Oval Vortex. It's a free country. Anyway, all righty. Let's see. There was one more topic I had to cover. Oh yeah, what's most profitable? Here, let me share my screen, and hopefully I won't make Mr. DJ Minds mad. We will just do. Yeah, we'll do. Yes, Joker Miner, that is what comes up. All right, let me activate, add to scene. Never mad. Wait a minute. No, that's what I wanted to add to scene. There we go. So we have a sea of pink, red, pink, whatever. So yeah, we're definitely seeing some profit taking and a little bit of down in the market, but we've been up so much lately. So not a surprise. Wouldn't be surprised if we might see some other down coming, in the near future. We definitely have had a good year up to this point. Alrighty, but what am I mining? What I am currently mining is Bitorium and Radiant. That's what I'm currently mining. So let's look to see where they are, and then I'll tell you what I look for when I'm figuring out what I'm going to mine. So right now, let me just do a refresh on that. It's still Paprika Coin. So right now it's saying that Paprika Coin is the most profitable coin out there. So why am I not mining Paprika Coin? Well, first off, it is brand new and has very, very little liquidity at this point. If you look at XJAG or however ZJAG or whatever that exchange is, there's very, very little liquidity. The jumps in the coin and how interspersed they are as far as when the trades occur, no, not interested. Now, you want to take a flyer on a coin? Sure, but I wouldn't be mining Paprika Coin because of how profitable it says it is here. I'd be mining it for what it may be, how profitable it may be, say, 2-3 months from now. So that's, kind of taking the flyer on that coin. What is this coin about? Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It sounds pretty much like all other white papers. There's the white paper. Yeah, it's a decentralized platform that gives real use case cryptocurrency. It introduces way for people that's never been involved in cryptocurrency to participate in blockchain technology. Blah, 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 blah. Says, heck, even down here it says block time. Paprika Coin has a faster block time than Bitcoin. Ravencoin's block time is 1 minute, while Bitcoin's is 10. It never even mentions how long Paprika Coin's block time is. Wouldn't you state that in your white paper, or at least a target? What is your goal? I don't know. It is a cookie cutter white paper. Not saying it's a bad project. I'm just saying it's a bad white paper. It says everything that everybody talks about. It's like Bitcoin, but so anyway. Retro Mike says, but Max, it's a peer-to-peer digital asset. Yes, I know. That's the first time I've ever heard that before. I'm shocked. That's amazing. No. Yes, that, like I said, that's what they all say. So anyway, as far as I'm concerned, big yawn. But again, I'm not a person that takes flyers on coins. That's just not my style. I like to mine the things that have a little bit of established time. Will I get rich that way? Probably not. I won't get poor that way, is the way I'm looking at it. But yeah, it never hurts to get a small bag, right away. Anyway, but yes, Paprika Coin right now is showing as the most profitable coin. So, but I'm not mining it. I'm mining Radiant, which is all the way down at number 6. Yeah, it's down at number 6. So why am I mining it? It wasn't number 6 yesterday. Yesterday it was either 2 or 3. And so what I try to look at is I try to look at trends. So not just, I'm not going to jump every day. I'm going to jump probably once, maximum twice a week from coins. If I start to see a trend where a particular coin that I'm okay with mining is more profitable, then I'll switch. So for instance, Radiant was more profitable than Nexa. That was the last thing I was mining. It was more profitable than Nexa for a couple of days. So then I'm like, Radiant, honestly, is more convenient, easier to mine as far as cashing out and moving it to Bitcoin, which is what I've been doing. And it takes a lot less power. So that's another thing that I am concerned about, is making sure that whatever I'm using, as we head into summer, it's going to have more and more of a decision on what I mine, because you got to take into account, if you're generating, 30% more power, that means that you got to get rid of that much heat. And I do not have a shed, so I have it in my house. I have it in my basement. I have a good airflow in my basement, but at the same time, I'm not going to say that heat isn't going to make its way upstairs. Of course, it's going to make some of its way upstairs. That's just simple physics. So anyway, so that will come into play as well. But in this particular case, especially with where we are right now, I am looking maybe 1, maybe 2 more days. If we're still looking at a situation like this, I'm going to be moving back to Nexa. I have not mined a lithium yet, so that is very intriguing to me. So I'll be keeping an eye on that as well. China, I definitely have not mined yet. Dynex I've mined. Again, it's pretty much in the same ballpark as Radiant, so not really a reason to move to Dynex. Dynex has definitely had its issues. There is, I'm trying to remember, there's a particular unique thing about their mining algorithm. It's like a file or something that, I don't know if it's corrupted or whatever, but it'll cause mining to stop. And so, yeah, it says it's this profitable, but that's if it continually mines. And I don't know, they just have had some problems with their algo implementation. So hopefully they get that fixed. I think Dynex is a very interesting project along with Chlor. And then Chlor is actually down here. And then of course you have Caspa and Ergo, which is also still, competitive, with Radiant. But again, uses more power. It has a higher revenue, but the net between the two at 10 cents. Now, I'm probably closer to around 8 cents right now. So that would change things up a bit. It moves China up. It uses Ergo Caspa up above Radiant, and pushes Radiant down even more. So anyway, but again, means I'm going to heat up my basement. Now, with where the temps are right now, it is making it very, very tempting to move to Nexa to actually generate more heat for the house. Because right now, last week, Chicago area, 80s, upper 70s, lower 80s. It was gorgeous. Today, we had snow, which it's Chicago. It's upper northern United States. Pretty much anywhere you are, it's going to be like that, especially if you live along a lake, where you're going to have greater swings in humidity and temperatures and wind and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so definitely seriously thinking about changing back to Nexa. Might even give Paprika Coin a go, but again, with such a low hash rate on that, I'm guessing that it's only going to take a few people to change, and it'll push that down right away. So go mine Paprika Coin. Anyway, alrighty. Let's see if there are any. Golden Wolf, good evening from Seattle, 7:05 p.m. Well, good evening to you as well, Golden Wolf. Appreciate you being here and being a member. Yankee. I'm not sure. That's a Yankee symbol. I wasn't sure if he had a question, but hey, thanks for tagging me, Yankee, and good to see you, sir. Very good to see you. High Root Farms, good to see you as well. Anyway, so that's just kind of giving you an idea. It's not like an exact science or anything, but I reevaluate as things change. And like I said, right now, yeah, Radiant has moved down quite a bit. So I will be looking to change from Radiant to something else in the next couple days. Probably worry more about trying to finish my taxes, and then probably Wednesday night when I get home from work, that is when I will start figuring out exactly what I'm going to change to. The nice thing about obviously working with Hive OS is that it's much easier to change, especially if you've already mined it before. Then you can save your settings. So that's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Plus, this website is really cool. If you click on Nexa, it's going to give you some really good basic overclocks, and actually even the command line to put into either Hive OS or just into your command line if you're mining in Windows. So yeah, definitely like that a lot. And then the other thing is I'm actually mining CPU mining, and I am CPU mining on a 5950X, and I was mining Raptorium originally, and then I moved to Bitorium yesterday. And I actually like Bitorium because I do like the pool a heck of a lot. I was mining Raptorium on Supernova. Not a huge fan. Bitorium is actually on ViperNet, and I love that pool. That's where I'm actually mining what I was just talking about, the one I'm mining. Why am I drawing a blank? Why am I drawing a blank? Radiant. There it is. Anyway, so Radiant also has a mining pool at viper.net. So definitely like that pool a lot. But anyway, but then I, of course, changed this yesterday, and now Babacoin is more profitable. But I haven't heard of Babacoin, and I haven't looked to see what its liquidity structure is like. So I'm not sure about that. But anyway, right now I'm mining Bitorium directly into TradeOgre, and we'll be trading out probably about once every day or two. I know that it was up, and now it's taken another dump again last time I checked, but still more profitable than Raptorium. So that's what I will be going with on that side of things. Brian Hollywood, were your ears ringing? We were talking about you earlier. So this should be like like the movie Beetlejuice. You say Beetlejuice, 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 and Beetlejuice shows up. This is like if we say helium, 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 Brian Hollywood disappears. Anyway, we were just talking about that earlier. Not that specific, but the fact that if you mention helium, Brian Hollywood disappears. Anyway, Network Bix, good to see you, sir. Are you going to be doing a stream tomorrow night as everything goes to Solana on Helium? Watch it crash and burn. Anyway, so Sloth Squatch, why not Panda Night? Okay, that's a really good question for CPU mining. So I didn't want to change drastically. I know that this was going to be the same algorithm that I was using with Raptorium, and I was changing late at night. So I'm like, okay, I'm changing the same algorithm. If I just change the algorithm or just change the coin, we're going to be good. And we were. I am going to be looking at other algorithms. I definitely was thinking about even just going back to Monero Ocean again, which is a profit switching CPU miner. So yeah, I've been thinking about a couple of different things to go at on this. I've also thought about, you know what? It's not that profitable. Why don't I just change up my 5600X that I have in my current computer and put the 5950X in my computer and make this a much, much nicer computer. I don't know. I've been thinking about a lot of different things as far as what I can do with my hardware. And speaking of hardware, I do have a 4070 Ti actually on order. Is that what I sat here all day waiting for? No, that was not what you sat here all day waiting for. No, anyway, actually what she sat here all day waiting for was a Hive mapper that was supposed to show up today, but it did not. It got delayed by FedEx. Seems like delays in our delivery structure is common right now, whether it be USPS or FedEx. So yeah, it's this one at least I'm seeing movement on. I saw it go from one town in Chicago to Chicago itself. So I would anticipate that will be coming tomorrow. So it just requires a signature. So that was the thing. And unfortunately, I can't stay home tomorrow because I got a customer visit that I have to be at work for, unfortunately. And that's why I had to go to work today, because I had to prepare for the customer visit. And I realized that there was one thing I needed to make sure I got done. And then, of course, once you're at work, you get wrung into all kinds of different things. I was hoping to leave work early today, and I didn't. So, but that's Max is a high roller. Wish I could have a 4070 Ti on order. Yeah, you're funny, Retro Mike. Anyway, I actually was going to look to see if they are still available at Amazon. 1 second. I don't want to dox myself by showing my account or anything, so bear with me here. And let's see. It still shows. Hold on. What the heck? What? That one shows oh, that's 3070. Never mind. There's a 4070, but in this listing, there's 3070s and 4070s. So a 4070 is $799. And it right now says free Prime delivery April 28th through the 30th, and it is sold by Amazon. So they are getting a steady supply of this. Let me see if they have. Now it still says arriving next Monday. So if that's the case, well, I'll tell you right now, if it arrives on Sunday or earlier, I'm not unboxing it on stream. I'm putting that thing to work. But if it shows up on Monday, we'll have a nice unboxing next week. So anyway, so yeah, I took my proceeds from my 5700 XTs and bought a 4070 Ti with it. So foolish, maybe, but definitely it will be the last card standing at this point, because it is the most efficient GPU out there right now for a wider variety of coins. So there you go. I can't show you because it's on my account and I don't have it in that mode. But anyway, check it out. It's at $799 on Amazon. You should have no trouble finding it. It would probably initially, if you do a 470 Ti, you'll get somebody that is selling it who has it currently in stock. And so you'll need to change to look at other offers and then look for the one that has Amazon on it. So there you go. Joker Meyer says, is giving away a 4070 Ti. Awesome. No, that is not what I said. That's how rumors get started, sir. I know you're trying to start that rumor. So Gaming with Smokey Dan says, so depending on how things go later today, I may have 6 RGB fans in my new server case, or just one if I can connect RGB. There you go. Geek of All Trades says, I'm shooting the bike mount video this week, tomorrow probably, as long as you're up to it. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing that. So Geek of All Trades is creating a bike mount for the Hive Mapper. And now the bike he is talking about, as far as I understand, is a motorbike. I'm thinking about putting this on a bicycle, which would get me out on my bike, because if you can tell me that I can go make money while exercising, I'm going to be a hell of a lot more likely to go exercising. So, and I will go places that maybe a car wouldn't go, like on a bike path or something like that. So might be making a little bit more money on it because I'm going nowhere anybody else is. I don't know. Just a thought. So looking forward to getting that Hive Mapper and testing it out and seeing what the results are and where things are more profitable and less profitable. Let's see. Steven Cicero says, look up Fix It on YouTube. The guy has a live stream showing in stock GPUs and it scrapes the website and constantly updates. Yeah, I'm not like going out and like, oh my gosh, I got to find this. Yeah, Falkadrin has something similar to that as well. He's on Twitch. So I had followed him during the whole GPU craze and had gotten some help from him and got a few GPUs through the information he was providing. He actually has a Discord as well. But yeah, I was on like 3 different Discords that were providing anytime there was a GPU available. Patrick Murphy, thank you for reminding me of that. I need to create a poll. So would you be interested in purchasing a max voltage cycling jersey? Let me know. I know this is for a subset of people, not for everybody, but I would be curious to see. Yes, Oval Vortex, Speed Player Bust, man. They are knee savers, absolute knee savers. I had all kinds of IT band problems when I was using Shimano pedals, and somebody said, look, get a pair of Speed Plays. This is way back, like 2005, and get a pair of Speed Plays. It will solve your problem. It won't be immediately, but it will solve your problems. And so I did, and over a period of like 2 months, my IT band problems completely went away. It was amazing. So I have been a huge stop screen share there. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Remove some scene. There we go. So yeah, love my Speed Plays. Like I said, I won't ride anything else. I do ride Shimano for cyclocross when I was racing cyclocross. And when I say racing cyclocross, I mean more like participation. And if you're familiar with cyclocross, you'll know that there's a community that goes around it usually. And a lot of people just go out there and have a good time. I was more the guy going out there and having a good time. It was painful as hell regardless, but it was fun. Anyway, if you're ever in the Chicago area in the fall, go to one of the cyclocross races, especially the afternoon. There's the last race of the day with the beginners that they call the circus, and it's fun. It's just fun. There's no seriousness about it. It's just fun. Yes, the jersey will be plaid, not flannel. It will not be flannel material. God, that'd be nasty. They want water bottles? Okay, then I will look into that. So I still have connections in the cycling industry because I used to work in the cycling industry. So might be able to work that out. If you have any specific preferences, like I happen to know the specialized rep in the area. Oh no, I used to know the specialized rep in the area. I forgot he's not the specialized rep anymore. Anyway. I might still have a hookup with Specialized that I could maybe get some Specialized water bottles. They have really nice water bottles, I will say. But anyway, either way, could probably do something there. Anyway, alrighty. Well, that is pretty much all the topics, and I've been rambling for over an hour. Any last questions for me? Yeah, Joker Minor. Just not a Cubs fan anymore. My cousin's kid was in the I know my wife's like, they don't need to hear this story, but David Ward, who no, not Ward. Oh, I can't remember his last name. Anyway, he was NCAA reliever of the year 2 years. Anyway, got drafted by the Cubs, was in their minor league system. He was a sidearm, reliever and the sinker ball pitcher. So he was a ground ball pitcher. That's what he was. He's the guy you bring in to get people to hit into double plays. That's what he was. And the Cubs ruined him in my mind. they brought him up to AAA. They brought him up to Iowa, and he had less than a 1 ERA while he was there in like, I don't know, somewhere around 8 to 10 outings. And so he did really, really well. But they said he doesn't pitch fast enough. Yeah, he pitches 85 miles an hour, but that's what sidearm pitchers do. They're a change of pace. They're a sinker ball. Their balls move a lot. That's what they do. That is their thing. There's been plenty of pitchers that have been successful pitching like this in the majors. And so they tried to make him, they tried to make him speed up. So what did he speed up? Well, guess what? When you speed up somebody's pitching, guess what? It doesn't move as much. So he started getting crushed because his ball didn't move as much. That's what happens. If you have more space, more time between when it crosses the plate and when you release it, it has more time to move. And you lessen that amount of time. You make him pitch the same speed as everybody else. Anyway, I went the heck with it with the Cubs. All right. Thoughts on the Caspa ASICs? Interesting. Unfortunate. Those would be a few words I would say. I think coins underestimate the value that GPU miners bring to the game. As soon as you bring ASICs into the game, you bring big business, and it forces out GPU miners for the most part, at least if you bring them in early. And is Caspa bringing it in early? Oh yeah, they're bringing it in early. Now, from a standpoint of security of the network, yeah, ASICs honestly will make your network more secure because they're not going anywhere. They only mine one thing. They're application-specific integrated circuits. That's what ASIC stands for. And so it can't really do anything else. I mean, certainly if you have like an Ethereum, you obviously can mine multiple coins with that, but K heavy hash, that's all you got. That's all you got is Caspa. Same thing with Cardano. They're not going anywhere. They're going to continue to mine as long as it's at least marginally profitable. So anyway, it is what it is. It's their decision. That's big business. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. All the things that are coming out, Ice River, we'll see. Obviously, it's not any big secret. Panda is supposed to be getting one. Showed the fact that they were showing pictures of them shipping it out, gave them a tracking number, all those things. So yeah. So yeah, Patrick Murphy. Yes, Berg. David Berg. That's his name. There you go. Thanks, Patrick Murphy. Couldn't remember his last name. That's my cousin's last. Well, it's my cousin's husband's last name, and I can never remember their last name. But yeah. Yes, Icer Iver is what overboard. Ice River. But anyway, a lot of people are like, hey, this company came out of sorry, I just saw it. I can't wait until Panda gets an empty box. Anyway, well, that certainly would serve him no purpose to ship an empty box from Hong Kong. But hey, whatever. It would be the ultimate troll, that's for sure. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with that. But anyway, I remember what I was saying. So again, if you're a small company, you're a bunch of engineers that you're like, oh my God, all this other stuff out here is crap. But we are not going to have a very good time competing against the big boys in the market. So let's compete with a completely different product that nobody else has produced yet, show what we can do, and then try to sell into the bigger markets. I think that's an excellent strategy. Were they thinking that? I don't know. But I can tell you that these devices are not really that complicated. If you look at some of these, you pull a board out, I mean, they're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again on the PCB. And again, the actual technology, the actual parts that are on the board are not like the most state of the art or anything like that, because they don't have to be. So Ice River, what they're trying to do, could it be done? I wouldn't be surprised if it could be done. It's going to cost a lot because they are going bleeding edge. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, they could be going bleeding edge. It's expensive, but they may be hoping to sell a lot of these and make a decent amount of money, because they really need to establish their foothold in the market, establish themselves as reputable in the market. That is going to cost, in exchange for profits, they will get these out there, if in fact it's reputable and if in fact it's real. So I'm certainly one that I was not going to be pre-ordering one of those, but never know. Ted says Customs took it to test it. Yeah, maybe I haven't actually seen where it's at. I mean, if Red Panda can give us an update as to where it may be, is it on the ocean, or is it getting flown over? If it's getting flown over, is it in transport at this point? I don't know. Yes, let me look at the poll. So there are 46 votes. And that means about 17 or 18 of you. I got to do the math. 36%, 47 times 36. God, I'm like too tired to do math in my head. 46 times 0.36. How is that 16 and a half? 35. Oh, now it's 35 times 49. Okay. So 0.35 times 49. That's 17. All right. So 17 people, 18 people are interested in so I may do like some sort of pre-order. I got to get a hold of the rep that I know in the area for a particular cycling clothing manufacturer and see what he may be able to swing as far as a design, as well as a small order. They are not going to be cheap because it's a small order amount. Oh, still in Hong Kong, huh? Well, that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. All right. Then it says Bacon Eggs and Hash says you can government grants for R&D to develop a product. I don't know if the government would do a government grant for developing a miner, but maybe. I don't know. You would think with how much they're against crypto right now that would be unlikely, but maybe not. Maybe you can make it sound like it's something else. Hereby Service says, take a look at optical Bitcoin, which is K-heavy hash algo coin. Oh, I was not aware that optical Bitcoin was also K-heavy hash. Interesting. Yeah, anytime you put a buzzword in front of a established coin, honestly, it just turns me off. Name it something unique. Don't name it after something else so that you're trying to capitalize on the name of a bigger coin. Anyway, Ravencoin Lite, wow, that really went well. Of course, they named it after a coin that wasn't doing well, so go figure. Brian Hollywood, if it looks cooler than my Krankenstein jersey, I'm down. Okay. And that's true. It will depend on what it looks like, but the thought is, my initial thought is to have most of it be like a plaid, just like a black and blue plaid. Kind of similar. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah. Similar to the chair. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So I could probably have them put together a few different options and then put it out to vote for those people that are interested. Because I thought about having like a jersey that also had like the max voltage logo on it and then had little max voltage logos kind of turned all different directions on it. Thought about that. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. If you have any suggestions, shoot me a DM. Gaming with Smokey Dang was going to bring out Max BTC. I don't think that's a thing. I could be wrong, but no, I would not suggest it. Anyway, Sloth Squash says, can't wait for max voltage later hose and cycling gear. Anyway, Sustainable Cryptos suggests logo in the back with GPU picks for the pockets. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, your favorite. What was that?
The more colors, the more it costs.
Yeah, that's true. The more colors, the more it costs. That's a good point. I always forgot about that. Although that's more with not with digital printing. That's more with what's the other? That's not silk screening. It's with sublimation. So sublimation is definitely more expensive. I believe the company that I go with is more of a digital print on. Doesn't look quite as good, but it still looks good. So we'll see. BitMax. I like the sound of the name. Doesn't make it sound like it's Bitcoin, at least. Not Bitcoin Max, but BitMax. Comical style, please. Are you talking about the cycling jersey, or did you move on to something else? Cycler's coin, proof of cycling. Hey, we could if we could get enough people here, we could like power the rigs with just cycling power. Anyway, no, definitely not going to happen. Probably could actually, if I got enough people together, we could probably power a mining rig. Because each of us probably could put out consistently for a long period of time at least 100, probably about 200 watts. I can't now. If I get in shape, I could put out 200 watts consistently for probably 2 hours. So yeah, if we had like 5 cyclists doing that, putting out 1,000 watts, we could power a rig for 2 hours. That'd be fun. Red Panda Mining with the super chat. Thank you. Here's $1 US to the tax man. Well, thank you. I appreciate the tax deduction or the tax contribution, because yeah, it's gonna hurt this year. Definitely gonna hurt this year. Which I know you can relate to. So keep your money, sir. I don't know why you did that, but thank you. Appreciate that. And actually, one other thing thinking about doing later in the year is actually doing a 24-hour stream. I talked to Sunflower Mama about that. You know that, well, you may not, because there's a lot of new people here tonight. She had, and she is currently in remission. She had ovarian cancer, which is a high percentage killer if it's not caught in time. And there is a foundation that is really involved with trying to get early diagnosis of ovarian cancer, so that more and more of it is being diagnosed in stage 1 and stage 2. Because if it is diagnosed in stage 1 and stage 2, it's very survivable. About 75% of the people would survive if it was caught in stage 1 and stage 2. The particular type that my wife had, only 13% of ovarian cancers, of the type of ovarian cancer that she had, which is the most common one, only 13% are caught in stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 3 and stage 4 are the rest. And of those people, about 2/3 pass away within the next 5 years as a result of the disease. So anyway, September is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. And so I may be doing a stream, a 24-hour stream, and maybe involving other YouTubers across the world to help me stay awake during the stream. And we'll be donating all proceeds that are collected, whether super chat or other, to that foundation, which again, I'll share at that point. But its main purpose, one of its main purposes, is for early identification of the disease. Like I said, my wife was extremely lucky. She, by accident, found it. The doctor found it. Actually, the nurse found it during an ultrasound, a routine ultrasound for something else, and found the tumor, or the potential tumor at that point. And so caught it early, when in most cases it wouldn't have been. She did not go in because she had symptoms of ovarian cancer at that point, or at least she didn't recognize them as symptoms. In hindsight, she can say, yeah, I can now see how this would have been a symptom, but didn't appear to be a symptom at the time. So anyway, just letting you guys all know to keep a eye out for that, and any help any of you YouTubers out there can provide, I will appreciate it. 24 hours of Max powering his rig with a cycle. No, you would not catch me on a bike for 24 hours, especially an indoor bike. That would be extremely, extremely painful. Anybody who has ridden inside on a road bike can attest that it's much more enjoyable to ride outside than it is to ride inside. Let's just say that. You are not getting a 24-hour cycling stream. That is not happening. Definitely not happening. But anyway, alrighty guys. Well, thank you very much. No, I do not ride rollers. I ride, my daughter, basically we ride Zwift when we ride, which has been a while for all of us for indoor cycling. My wife has ridden outside this year already a few times. But I ride what do I ride? What's the thing called downstairs? She's like, I don't know. Anyway, but we have a couple of different electronic trainers. So they automatically change. I'm just drawing a blank on what the name of it is. It's not, we actually have a CompuTrainer, which I think we may have donated or not. Anyway, we've had a CompuTrainer in the past. We're not currently using that, but we're using one of the chain driven. So we have one with two of them without rear wheels that need to be attached. So you just attach the bike with the chain and mount your bike frame onto it. So definitely. And you say Peloton, you die. I know, I saw it. No, definitely not Peloton. I am not a fan. Yes, a smart trainer. Thank you for that. I was drawing a blank on it. Yeah, I have a smart trainer two of them actually in the basement. And at times we actually have done all three when my wife was riding a CompuTrainer along with us as well. But that was a little complicated. It's very, very old technology. It works somewhat, but not as well as the chain-driven smart trainers, which is really nice. So I actually have two different bikes. I have a CAD X as my, which is like 2012. It's 10-year-old bike at this point, or 13, something like that. But I have a Cannondale CAD X, and I have a Ridley. I forget what the name of the bike is. But anyway, I have a Ridley road bike that I use. My Cannondale I have rigged up with electronic shifting. So definitely enjoy that. I may switch it up. I may switch up the group sets and put the electronic on the Ridley, but we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, alrighty. Well, I've been rambling on long enough, almost an hour and a half now. So a couple more comments and then I will let it go. Again, sponsors you can wear on your shirt. It will be awesome. That's a good idea. Thanks for the idea. I appreciate that. Geek of all trades. I got a Huffy. Beat that hot shot. Anyway, what were you saying? I'm in shape. Round. It's a shape. Yes, it is definitely a shape. Potato is a shape. Yes, I am definitely much rounder than I've been. I used to be about 75 pounds lighter than I currently am. And I don't think I'll ever get down to that weight. That was my race weight when I was actually racing my bike. But definitely would like to get down to about 50 pounds less than where I am. I think that's a good weight. That's a good weight. An easier weight to maintain as opposed to 75 pounds lighter. That was a hard weight to maintain even during cycling season. Had to watch what I ate a little bit or just ride the heck out of the bike, one of the two. And max voltage and cycling channel. Yeah, cycling has been one of my passions in the past. But anyway, alrighty, I can bunny hop like a champion. Well, you know that Huffy. Anyway, automatic beats. Dad bod is what the ladies like. I'm not so sure about that, but hey. Alrighty, guys. You guys. Retro bike. Yep, that's the next change to his channel, just so you know. Anyway, Steven says for a moderation, it's what I'm going, trying to drop 20 pounds. Good for you. I like that. It's not dad bod, it's a father figure. I like it. I like it. Anyway, alrighty, guys. Thanks again for being here. I appreciate it. Appreciate to DJ Minds for the raid, bringing everybody on. And we will see you next Monday. Hit the like on the way out if you haven't done that. If you are new to this channel, feel free to subscribe if you feel like you want to and want to be notified of future events. And Sunflower Mama just said, hit that like, nerds. She is now like my full-time producer. She's like putting all the chats up on the screen for me. So that's always helpful since I tend to just concentrate on the talking and not so much on the chat. Anyway, and don't forget about Saturday Night Live with Chump Change, Hawk Crypto Mining, and the Mining King, and any other special guests that we invite. So anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Call Max Voltage Mining and Crypto Dad. Yeah, there's a few guys that do that. But anyway, I don't think I like that. I'm not sure I like that. A few people maybe, but not everybody. But anyway, alrighty, guys. Have a good night, and we will see you next week. And I need an outro. I'm working on it. Sunflower Mama says I need an outro. All right. See ya.